The third overall pick, as we all know, the 49ers made an aggressive maneuver, to say the least, that caught everyone's attention. There was a 3-team deal that included the Eagles and the Dolphins also swapping spots. Do you think, is it possible the 49ers made this aggressive move still not knowing which player they're going to choose third overall, that they're just going to still go through that Jones, Fields, Lance evaluation I just asked you about, that they're still grinding tape on this, that they went to Jed York and said, this is what we want to do. We're confident in any of the three, but or do they just have the name and they're just playing it close to the vest? What do you think?
Well, again, knowing Kyle and John Lynch, and those are two very good football team builders, and they definitely have plan A, B, and C. There's no way you could do that just counting on one, because you really, truly never know how it's going to play out. So I would say they have their favorite, and their favorite, I'm sure, is a very strong favorite, believe me. But there are other favorites along the way that you would say, in the end, what's really important for your listeners to know, when you're sitting in that draft room and that very high-ranking favorite doesn't work, there is no way you want to be moving up as you did and taking another guy with sort of reluctance in your voice. Everyone feels the energy in the room. Believe me, Rich, that is one thing I truly know. And as team builders, you better make sure that you have someone that's going to be really, really viable if the number one idea doesn't work out, because that sets a tone for the whole season. Well,
I guess the number one idea out of the three wouldn't work out only if one of the three gets hurt, right, between now and the draft, which is another reason why you play your cards close to the vest, because there's no reason, if they do love Mac Jones, say Mac Jones is the guy. Then all of a sudden Mac Jones gets hurt and they don't draft him, and then whoever they draft, they're like, you are now officially known as Plan B, right? I mean, you can't do that.
Correct. That's exactly right. Well, and do we truly know it's Mac Jones? I mean, maybe we do. Maybe. I mean, look, I know this. I mean, Kyle, having worked with him, obviously has a massive understanding and a great understanding of that system and what he wants in that system. And that's something that always stood out in his evaluations, because he knows what he wants for that system more than anyone knows what they want for a system, in my mind. And so, again, it's not just him. It's he and John, of course, and John has a really good feel of how he wants to build that team. So you're exactly right. But there may be another guy out there that we all think it may be Mac and it may be someone else.
And I don't know if you were able to catch, because I know you've been traveling, but Kyle Shanahan's press conference when they did meet after the trade, and he kind of bristled at everybody in the media pegging Kirk Cousins as his prototypical quarterback, and that he didn't really want to be pegged as having anybody as a prototypical quarterback. I mean, if you're saying, Matt Ryan, why wouldn't Matt Ryan be his prototypical quarterback? You know what I mean? It looked pretty damn good in that game, as we all know. So I don't know what his prototypical quarterback really is. We are just all assuming out of all three that are not named Lawrence and Wilson, it is Mac Jones. Thomas.
Well, I think the one thing I'd say on that, the very last thing is, again, stressing Kyle's understanding of his system and what he wants, and a guy who has enough movement to him, who can keep defenses on their heels. Look, that's the way it's going, the evolution of this quarterback position. And then you get a guy out at the Chargers who is 6'6" and still moves like he's 6 feet. That's pretty amazing. Given some of the athletes in this draft at that position, I think it's going to be really interesting to see where Kyle points his finger.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.